Well, hello.
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 Welcome. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Welcome to the comfort zone
Download and delete.
when you need to fill out.
I'm one of the co-hosts, Shauna Lucas.
And I'm Ty Montier.
It is episode 50, y'all.
5-0.
50.
The big 5 We
made
did
it.
50 of these, girl.
Girl.
It took a long time to get to 50.
Ooh. Ooh. How long? 2 years?
Ooh, we ain't gonna say how long. It took a long time. It ain't 2 years yet. Be 2 years in October.
Almost.
Because when you think about it, every other week, that's usually about 26 episodes a year.
Took some time.
Don't be telling people about our irregularity.
Every other
Our
week.
schedule.
Y'all started that every other week.
We did.
And then y'all did like continuously.
It was like every week for a minute. I
Right,
felt
and then
like
It was.
Yes.
We had to say,
Right.
hey now. Well, it was 2020 then, so it was like time for it.
Right. That's right. Yep. We
Yeah.
broke out.
Now everybody's elevating. Y'all don't have as much time.
Oh yeah. Well, I
No.
know. Well, we're making time today.
Yes.
We are motivated by our show, episode 50.
There you go.
Should I start with the motivation?
There you.
moment,
You've
or-
already motivated the
Okay.
show.
Oh, okay. Hey. All right. So I'm gonna motivate
Take off,
us any
Shauna.
further and talk about what you know I love to talk about. What I'm always motivated by, which is the election cycle. So let me
Child.
move this big bottle out of the
Especially not giving us no money. Please move it. You know.
I know. I had to move bottle out of the camera shot, y'all. But the spring primary is happening February 21st of this year. That's in just a few weeks. That's the primary. The general election is in April. But the statewide ballot has some Supreme Court races and some judicial races and a couple of school board elections. And also, and election is really important though, because the judges that will be on the ballot will, assist with gerrymandering, that, they have a stance against the ways districts are decided for, primarily Republican or primarily Democratic voting.
Mhm.
So they can help with that fight against gerrymandering. And also another thing that's going to be on this
Gary
ballot.
Mandarin is such a bitch.
It's just gerrymandering is when you create districts, you draw the lines to favor certain political parties.
Like Brookfield.
Yeah. So if you know that a certain
yeah.
demographic of people who vote, one political party or another, you cut the districts based on those voting
So
preferences.
Like restructuring while the Tulsa so poor.
Right.
Stay on that half.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Yep, to boost the numbers.
Gary Mandarin is such a bitch.
It is a bitch. So people need to get out, because you think that only certain elections are important, but every election is important. And there are 2 referendums on the ballot in April. Did you know that?
Yeah. What are these referendums, Shauna?
You didn't know. You say yeah, but you didn't know.
How you know I didn't know? Are you Gary Mandarin me? Subjugating me to a certain area?
You look like you didn't know. Anyway, okay, so there's one amendment, a constitutional amendment that will give judges more discretion when making bail decisions. So
I didn't know for real though.
Yeah. So after what was his name? I don't remember dude's name who hit the people at the Christmas parade, the Waukesha Christmas parade.
Darnell something.
Was it Darnell?
Was it Darnell Watson? I don't know.
No, it was not
Ooh,
Darnell
sorry,
Watson.
whoever Darnell Watson is.
Whatever dude's name is, whatever.
Crazy
His
killer,
name
man.
was in the
It don't
news
deserve no
quite
talk
enough.
about.
Exactly. But anyway, in response to that, I guess he was free on $1,000 bail, and then he crashed into all those
Yeah.
killing 6 people and injuring 60 more. So then they passed the legislation. Apparently, it was in the works well before he did this, but it's actually on the
It was
ballot this
elevated.
time.
They were so happy he did that. Like, yes. he gave
Yep,
us
here
the
we go.
reason.
Right. They
Yeah.
just gave them the energy. And then the second advisory referendum, advisory meaning it doesn't necessarily go into effect, but it's just like advises the legislature. but it'll read, shall able-bodied childless adults be required to look for work in order to receive taxpayer-funded welfare benefits?
And I agree that they should. Yes.
They have to work to get welfare,
Yes,
essentially, is what they're
yes.
saying.
Yes.
Yeah.
Automatically makes you have to say yes, they should.
No, but what it means is that if you're going to receive these benefits, you have to at least make sure you're looking for a job so that you don't have to receive these benefits.
Well, I think they're saying you need to work
You need to work.
in order to get them.
And
That's what they're saying.
And basically, you're not going to be able to qualify to get these benefits. What they're trying to do is to take, okay, my view on this has totally been changed and skewed, and I'm gonna sound crazy.
Okay, go
I might
ahead.
actually agree with you. So
So a lot of the black people are in this. Okay, recently I have been thinking like welfare and all this is still a form of slavery
Mhm.
because I have been watching a lot of like the eviction courts, and a lot of people who are getting evicted are turning to community advocates and SDC and things like that. So to me, it's like making you dependent on quote unquote the white man or another particular party to get through your life. And you thinking like, oh, I ain't gotta work. I could just ask community advocates to pay my rent and that's gonna be cool. But no, that's not cool because you basically saying I'm not shit. I don't want to be shit. I'm not gonna work to be shit. And even though that there are so many jobs in this community, no, they're not paying me $20 out the gate. They're not paying me $30 out the gate because I haven't worked. I haven't gotten that experience though. You know what I'm saying?
I think you're saying is that welfare is supposed to be a social safety net.
It is. It's not
So if-
supposed to be a
yes,
clutch that
and-
people are
right.
holding on to.
Right. So the system should be in place because, we all pay into this system in order for
Yes.
people to be able to use it when they need it, but it needs to be used as a safety net and not more than that.
And people need to
Not
understand,
dependent
like,
on-
this is why they gave us the stimulus, because now the stimulus is given to you. So now they can say, well, now that's why prices and stuff are so high 2 years after the stimulus, because we got all this stimulus money. Everybody's like, oh, we
Right.
got a stimulus.
Cause inflation.
Why do you want to rely on a stimulus check
Well, some
to
people
boost
didn't
your
even need
income?
that money either. They didn't even. I mean, I would say I didn't need it. Honestly, I'm gonna keep it real.
Bless, thank you, God. I didn't need it.
Yeah.
Did I want it? Yeah, because at
Right.
that time I didn't have the mindset that I have now to be like, okay, if I accept this money, what is that gonna mean?
Mhm.
I didn't need it.
I didn't need
But
it.
it was
Did I
nice.
want it?
But it was
but
nice.
used
I
it
did too.
because-
I used it. I
Actually,
stimulated
a
the
lot of people don't
economy.
know the stimulus money is how we got here. Every stimulus check I got, I used it for TDR.
Yeah, but you
okay.
used yours to build
I
upon
use it
something.
when
A
it's
lot of people
supposed
built
to
this.
be used.
A lot of people
Right.
built theirs to build upon something, but a lot of stuff came out, like a lot of scams and stuff. Like a lot of people use stimulus to scam, and it was just like people always, and I'm not gonna say all people, but majority of people, and I can only speak for the black people because that's who I congregate with and know the majority of, always want to find a scam, an easy way to get past something, and that's just a form of slavery. That's
Mhm.
just, to me, that's a slave mentality. My thing is, if you got to wake up and go to work every day to earn your income, hurrah to you. If you got to scam and do all that, that's not making a living. You're still a slave.
Okay, well, speaking of slavery,
Okay.
maybe reparations would help. And speaking of scam,
Better
they are
pivot.
saying that the Republicans are using the referendums that we just talked about to boost turnout for the election because it would decide those Supreme Court elections, Wisconsin Supreme Court elections will decide whether or not conservatives will keep control of the court. So,
And I honestly think that's the truth. And
yeah,
do I have a
that's
problem
what
with
referendums
it?
are used for a lot of times. Yeah.
Now I do.
Yeah.
I do, because we want to get paid so much, but we can't get paid so much because they got these stumbling blocks in place. It's a whole bunch that people don't understand and realize about federal government and money. And I didn't even learn this from like watching the news and stuff, child. I learned this from watching Poldark.
I'm watching who?
A series on PBS about a man who was in the army who came back to run like a coal mine. And it was so crazy. I never thought I would watch it, but when I watched it, I finally like got into it and just like understood. He became a politician, and just like some of the stuff, like the beliefs and stuff they had at that time, just how like African Americans were just ignorant and we weren't anything but worker bees, and just like just how the ignorance and stuff that they just shed light on just brought so much attention to stuff that's going on now. Like how they was like, okay, well, we'll give them this so we can control this in the future. So it made me think about how stuff is now. Like, oh, that's exactly what they doing now.
Mm,
So I don't know. I mean, you
Okay.
can learn from anything. I
you
guess it's
definitely can.
PBS.
You definitely can.
Masterpiece.
I can't believe you watch PBS.
I watch it all the time.
Wow, I'm impressed.
Thank you. I feel like I'm something because I watch PBS.
Is that your motivation moment, PBS?
Take it.
Okay.
Get you a PBS and a BritBox subscription. There you go.
Redbox.
BritBox.
Oh, I don't know.
It's like
anything
all the
about
British shows.
that. Oh, okay. You watching Downton Abbey?
I finished Downton Abbey.
Okay.
I finished Upstairs, Downstairs.
Is that one where they be in that department store?
No, that's Mr. Selfridge and the Valencia or the Victoria, which were so good. Selfridge is, we talked about that last show. What's such a good show.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna have to get into it. Get into it.
Yeah, so that's my
That's your
that's my motivation, mama. Yeah.
Okay. Now we can go to
PBS.
download while you skip
Are you
ahead.
ready to go to
I'm
download?
ready. I'm ready.
Go. So, as I said before, Saturdays have not been working good for me. Every Saturday, last Saturday I was sick. This Saturday I had a migraine and I chipped my back tooth. And I'm so like,
Ooh.
I know. I think it was like on the fried chicken. Like, how can you chip a tooth?
Whoa.
It had like some truffle honey on there and fried chicken. So, you know, the honey automatically is making it harder. And thank you, Cheesecake Factory. But I go to the dentist on Thursday. So, yay.
Cheesecake. So yes, it wasn't the bone. It was a chicken.
It wasn't
skin?
even, it was a skin, girl. It wasn't bone because it was a boneless chicken breast. And I'm chewing. I'm like, what's my I'm scraping my tongue.
Oof.
What the flock? Waka flocka. The joys of getting older, darlings. And I floss and brush more than 3 times a day.
Yeah, you bet you gotta drink milk.
I have a lot of calcium.
How? Where do you get your calcium source?
I eat a lot of cheese. Cheese has calcium in it.
Okay. Yeah. Anything else?
Creamer in my coffee. It's calcium in there.
Yeah.
See, and I drink that every morning.
Okay.
No
All right.
sugar in my coffee though either. I just do the creamer.
You could put agave or
Honey in my coffee?
honey or what's another one? What's another sugar
Mm.
substitute?
I don't even put sugar in there. I just
Monk
put creamer.
fruit.
Hmm.
Monk fruit sweetener.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
we're
that's
all
my
off track.
download. No, I think that's what we're supposed to do. Go everywhere. Yeah. So
Shit happens. What a shitty Saturdays it's been. 2023. Shitty Saturdays on punk radio. Tune in now. Shana, what's your dialogue, girl?
Okay, so when I know, we like to address what's going on, not to be redundant, try to take a different position sometimes on what we're seeing happening in the world. And,
yeah.
We can't ignore that we're Black. Both of us.
No, can't ignore that. I'm
Yeah,
Black
both
and
of
I'm
us are
proud.
Black,
Oh,
right.
happy Black History Month too, by
Right.
the way.
Yes, absolutely. Happy Black
The
History
50th
Month.
show. It's Black History Month.
Yes.
All 3 of us are Black. It's cool.
I don't know about Tone, but
You know, Tone's Haitian. Are Haitians considered Black?
Still black.
he Cuban, Black Cuban.
He Black and
Still black.
Cuban.
Cubano.
Still black.
Okay, but so there's so much stuff not happening with just Black people, but all the peoples, right? So lots of intra-racial violence going on.
Mm.
We had a couple of mass shootings in California where, there were some, men who decided to shoot a bunch of people that were the same ethnicity as them for whatever reason.
Child.
And so there's this new elevated conversation about interracial violence, which took on a different,
Meaning to
almost,
you?
perspective. I think that people when you hear people talk about the mass shootings in California, you know, then we talk about what happened to Tyree Nichols in Memphis.
Mm.
And then if you think about both of those discussions in the media, how different they were. Do you see that? Do you see how the tone of the dialogue around each one of those events was a little bit different? I mean, I think Tyree Nichols had a lot to do with
A personal
policing.
situation.
Oh, what do you mean?
Yeah, I heard it was like one of the police officers, he was dating a
I
girlfriend
I
or
don't know if
something like
that's
that.
true. I heard that too. I
I'm a
don't know.
conspiracist. I don't know right
don't
now.
know.
Now that I walk around, I'm looking for like the Illuminati or anything like that. But I definitely believe that there is a narrative that is being given,
Mm-hmm.
that is being pushed
Right.
at this time. That's all
Absolutely.
I'll say.
And so when we talked about, you know, so there's this phrase black on black crime,
Mhm.
and you know, I think for a long time, for decades, I think that has been a term that is deliberately pushed in the media, um maybe as a distraction, maybe as some, you know, truth, some, you know, there's some grounding in truth in that. But, you know, intra-racial crime is not unique to just Black people.
No.
It is something that happens in every single community. Um, you know, I think in 2018, the latest statistics reported about it. 81% of white victims were killed by white offenders, 89% of Black victims were killed by Black offenders. So similar in um, it's similar in numbers and percentages. And I think the numbers were a lot higher for black on black crime, you know, between 1980 and 2008. So it seems like it's getting better.
So black on black crime is getting better.
It seems like
people?
it. It
Mhm.
seems like it might be getting a little bit better. So,
So which demographic has the higher intra rates of crimes against each other?
good question. So it, I was looking at some statistics from the FBI, National Crime Victimization Survey, and it looks like the Black per capita violent crime rate is about 2 to almost 3 times the rate for the country as a whole
Mm.
than other racial groups,
So
than white per capita crime. So their white per capita crime rate is about 0.7 to 0.9 times the rate for the country as a whole.
mhm.
So it looks like it does happen more in Black communities. The reality is black on black crime is not a myth. It is real.
Every day.
And I don't know if it
Have you ever been a victim of black on black crime?
Not violent. I mean, I've been a victim of crime. No one harmed me physically.
Mm.
I know you have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So then when you hear people try to say that black on black crime is a myth, what do you think about that? What does that bring up for you?
Oh, controversial comment I'm about to make. Oh, I don't even know if I can say that. I don't know.
You don't know if you want to say it?
Yeah,
Okay.
I was gonna say I'm
You
more
wanna-
scared of black people than I am of white people.
Oof.
I know.
I mean, hey.
In some situations,
I
yeah.
mean,
But then I have to think about the companies people work for and who's like in charge of the money. Shoot, in charge of my money. And I don't think that's a person of color. So am I scared of that person? Yeah, I don't know. You know, that person they can wake up and be like, I want this person terminated, you know, and that's my livelihood. So, but that's just
monetary fear. Monetary. What's the word I'm talking?
Monetary.
Monetary fear.
Mhm,
That's what I was trying to say.
mhm.
It's monetary fear, but day-to-day fear, I think I do fear. If I were in an elevator and it was two black boys and two white boys, who would I fear more? Honestly, me.
Mm,
Ugh.
mm, mm.
It depends on where I'm at.
Well, and I think what you might be trying to acknowledge, and I don't know, I'm not trying to put words into your mouth, but I think that sometimes, so often, Black people are victims of poverty and other
Yes,
circumstances that, um, you know, we are more susceptible to things that occur because of those conditions, like armed robberies or them needing money and getting
I've
it
been robbed by
anyways,
a black
cars broken
boy, a black
into
man.
or whatever.
I've been
Right.
shot by a black man.
Right.
I
right.
have been harassed by black men.
Mhm.
So white men, Asian men, Hispanic men, these
Mhm.
men have not done those things to me. So I can't say those things are fears for me when I go amongst those people. They fear me
Mhm.
usually.
Mhm. Mhm. Right. And
Which
I
is
think that we are calling for those narratives to be um interrogated online, on television, everywhere. Um but I think it is relevant for us to say that there's a reality about violence and
yes.
crime that
Who put those situations upon those people to want to act like that?
right.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
systemic racism.
It is. That's where I'm going. I mean, I think black on black crime is a symptom of systemic racism. Black people aren't killing other black people because they're black. They're not walking up to them like, "Oh, you black, you got to die." It's
No,
just
it's not out of hate.
yeah, it's not out of hate. It's something that I mean, it's
It's
you're if
out
you're
of hate.
surrounded by certain people in your community, then that's where that's where
I
it
don't know.
happens.
I just think crime is crime, hate is hate, ignorance is ignorance. It all should, come to a head or a cease, or like really, we are the world, we are the children. Like heal the world.
Yeah,
Like
right. I know. And I mean, I guess I'm thinking about all this because I'm wondering what is going to stop us from, making decisions that harm other black people as a people. I mean, I think about the 18-year-old Demarius McCray who was killed on Villard and Sherman by another
yeah.
18-year-old black man who just crashed into him on the way. He was on his way home from registering his car at the DMV and he just died,
18 years old. That
because
was
of
so sad.
18 years old. And or the little boy, the little 1-year-old who was in the backseat of his mother's car when a 31-year-old, her friend, jumped in her car, stole it, and crashed it, and the baby died in the backseat. Hear about that?
I heard about that story.
Yeah. So,
or the girl who boyfriend who was it her sugar daddy killed her this year? Yeah. And
Ooh.
put her body in the car. Like, I watch these stories all the time. And it's like actually so many people from Milwaukee that end up on those stories. And it's like, wow.
There's so many of them.
So many stories. And it's like, I don't watch the news. So I
Yeah.
was sure if I watched the news, I would hear these things.
Yeah.
But to think if I didn't incorporate my day with other stuff, if that's all I listen to, I would be so scared to go anywhere to do anything.
Mhm.
And fearfully, you do kind of feel scared to go anywhere or do anything in certain neighborhoods.
Yeah, for sure. And I wonder if that's what'll make us finally turn this around because, from and so far in 2023, there have been 10 people to die by homicide alone in Milwaukee in 2023. And, I think they're talking about the cameras on top of the light poles now. They're trying to get that passed in the Common Council, and
They need
there
to
are
do that.
all types of reckless driving initiatives. But
Because, that's how London is, all CCTV.
well, the Republicans in the legislature say that it's not the answer. They're against the
I wonder why.
surveillance because they believe it doesn't deter reckless driving.
So the crime is so down in the UK because
I'm sure
of
in
CCTV.
Chicago too. I think it's something like I can't remember. I don't want to say. I feel like heard something about it being like 15%.
Like I
is
kind of
down.
wouldn't know if I felt comfortable with it, but
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. What
it's already out there.
Well, the
It's just
Republicans
not
in the
talked
legislature
about.
just believe that we need more policing, not more surveillance. So
No.
that's what they say. And but I wonder if that's the case, especially after seeing what happened with Tyree Nichols. Is more police the answer to the question, or is it just a little bit of introspection in certain communities, but particularly the communities of color, when we talk about what we want for our communities. I wish. I almost remember being in the 90s where there was like this big movement toward like black pride
Yeah.
and self-determination. And I don't know if it's the music that moved us in a different direction, if it was poverty, if it was social media. I don't know what it
Social
is that
media.
moved us in a different direction, but
People want it to be better than the next person. Like
yeah.
I have my slave papers. I'm free
Mhm.
mentalities. Like, I mean, we all are guilty of it. We all like nice things because who doesn't want something nice, you know?
Yeah.
And is that something wrong because we like nice things, or we are people who like to elevate ourselves? And I think I've always been brought up that we are children of God, and God is the king. So we're children of the king. So why not look and act like children of the king? So we have kingly things. And so I've always had, or known or wanted to have big things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or, you have always had nice things. So it's not like something that we're not accustomed to, but I think it's something that there needs to be some rationality said about it. I saw a young guy, say the other day that he was talking about, if I got $10,000 and I want to buy some Balenciagas, these Balenciagas is $3,000. Now, from my 10,000, I got $7,000 more to spend because I bought some $3,000 shoes. Then I got to pay this. Then I got to pay that. When I could have got some $30 shoes, $300 shoes, and been fine. You know what I'm saying? It's okay. We incorporated with another show.
We launching again.
So it's like, we think about things like that. I think there's a way to dress nice without paying so much, or have pieces that are nice.
Yes.
You are a child of a king. You can have a nice coat. Nobody said not have a nice coat, but don't break your neck. Don't have a nice coat and not have no lights on. Have a nice coat and not have no food to eat. You eating off the dollar menu because you want to have a nice, do that. Like, I'm gonna eat before I do anything. I just think the mindsets need to be changed, even if they're not changed, because some people say things to me that are so far fetched. I don't know. I don't want to say it. Somebody's sitting out there, but some conversations that are had like about eating organic food and eating animals and heartbeats and stuff like that. Like, some people have a problem with you eating, anything. So I just think it's mentalities need to be changed overall.
I can't say I disagree at all.
Even with the Black Lives Matters thing, it took Black people to dispel the goal of Black Lives Matters to make it, to give people a reason to go against Black Lives Matter. You know what I'm saying? Like, people went against all lives matter. Like, what does it matter to go against or to say that some lives matter? Okay, Black Lives Matters. Yes. And Black Lives Matters because we have been so less fortunate or given less. We have been thought of as non-human beings for so long. So please understand that Black Lives Matter.
Right.
But that does not negate Asian lives matter. And that does not negate any lives mattering. And I think that's where we all need to come to a concept of. It's just like love. Life matters because there is nothing else other than
maybe
that.
That's what we have to say. It's life matters.
Yeah,
Maybe
life matters. That's my thing.
Wow, I haven't heard
life
that.
matters.
That is good.
I don't
That's
really
good.
care about because like I always say, heaven won't be segregated because like life matters. Like,
I like that. We should put that on the t-shirt.
I want to put that on the t-shirt. Life matters. Because even with your health, mental health, like, everybody has these issues. Like the subjects we talk about, everybody can go through these things. Everybody has intraracial crime. And people probably look at, like, in Mexico, the cartel life. That's intraracial crime.
Yeah.
And
right,
that's hard to hear. You know what I'm saying? Like, dag, you killing your own people.
right.
Like,
They don't
killing
care.
kids, trash. You know, it's
Right.
off like that. I don't have a problem with the cartels. I don't want no drama. We cool.
I don't think they're
Yes.
this far north.
I don't.
but
Yes, they are.
Are
Yes,
they?
they are.
I don't
I don't want no problem.
They don't want no smoke with America. They really don't.
I don't know. Shawnee didn't mean that, cartel. She didn't mean that. She don't know what I know.
They don't
But,
want it. They don't want it.
Let's go to our questions, girl.
Oh, that was your download?
That was my download.
Okay, hey,
bro. I
let's
told you
go.
I'm all encompassing today.
Let's go.
Everything
We're about
is
business
everything.
today.
So my first question is, who is your favorite female rapper?
Ooh, that's a good one. Favorite female rapper. You know, the first person that came to mind was
Bahama
first
Dia?
person the first person that came to mind was honestly Lil Kim, but then I would say I will follow that up and say that I think it might be Lauryn Hill.
Lauryn Hill.
Yeah.
Tom, who was your favorite female rapper?
You know what's funny? My favorite female rapper, a lot of people never heard of,
Oh,
Nitty Scott MC.
I've never heard of
See?
Nitty Scott MC. Where's she from? Detroit?
Nope, New York.
New York.
Yeah.
All right. Shout out to Nitty Scott
She's a
MC.
Yep, she's a little Buddha baby.
Oh, okay. Shout out to her. My favorite female rapper would have to be at this time or overall. See, they change. Right now it's Rainy Rucci. Overall, of course, it's Lil Kim. Shauna, what's your question?
Okay. My first question is, okay, so it's Black History Month.
It is.
And I'm going to give you a little Black History
Lil Kim was the
trivia.
first female rapper to win a Grammy. Black
Who
woman.
was?
Lil Kim.
Oh, she's amazing. Remember that? I used to know
Wonderful.
all her lyrics. I'm sure there's somebody else I'm going to think of later,
Yeah.
but okay, so I'm going to give you a little Black History trivia. I want to know how much you know.
Go.
Okay, do you know the name of the first recorded African child born in the U.S. colonies?
Sarah.
Sarah.
No.
No.
No. Okay, William Tucker. Okay, do you know who James Bevel is?
Was Tucker a slave name?
It's probably their slave
William
owner.
was too.
Yeah, William, sure.
I wonder what
Absolutely.
his real name was.
Toby. Kunta.
Kunta Kinte. What's
Kunta
your-
Kinte. Your name is Toby. Okay, who's James Bevel?
James Bevel.
James Bevel.
James Bevel. I think he was a saxophonist from Harlem that I worked with on my latest project,
No, he
Evolve.
Oh no.
he organized the Children's Crusade in Birmingham, which was a children's march that inspired the March on Washington. About 5,000 students.
How old was he?
At the time, he was in his 30s when he organized that.
Wow.
Yeah. He was a part of SNCC. What high school did Oprah Winfrey attend?
High school.
Did you go to high school here?
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say, did she go to
Nope.
it was King.
Nope.
No,
I
she
don't
go
know.
King. Believe me,
Washington High School.
believe
She
me,
went-
with the King,
Custer.
They would live.
I
they
know.
would down.
She went to Nicollet High School.
Nicolette.
Yeah.
Right, I remember.
All right.
And what was the name of the largest school integration effort in the state of Wisconsin?
Mesmer.
220.
No.
Yeah, hey,
I was going to say the
Tom.
220
That was
program
the
because
Chapter
everybody was
220
220 program.
Yep.
What they still have, don't they?
That's right. Okay. What's your
Medium question.
yes.
Which day of the week is the hardest for you?
Monday.
Monday.
Yes, Lord.
Tom, which day of the week is the hardest for you?
Thursday.
Thursday. Okay. I think Friday is the hardest for me.
What? I love
Because I'll be
Friday.
ready to get
Thursday.
through Friday.
Oof,
Why
Friday
is
is
Thursday
amazing.
hard? I love
'Cause-
Thursdays. It's
Well,
Friday Eve.
at my current job, we get paid on Thursday.
Okay.
Oh,
So that
That should be
means
the
you
good
still
part.
got that whole extra day before you can truly kick your feet up and enjoy it.
Oh.
okay.
So
that makes
getting
sense.
through Thursday is just gonna annoy you.
Oh.
Okay. All right.
Shauna, what's your next question?
My medium question is: when you see a fight break out, is your reaction to watch it, record it, try to break it up, or some other response?
First of all, my first thought is to watch it and to make sure that there are like no weapons or nothing coming out. Because I like street
Scary.
fights. I don't like to see no weapons or nothing come out because then I'll be like, I gotta move around. I don't want to see nobody get hurt. I don't want to witness this. But then I'd be mad that I didn't record it. Like, damn, I should have recorded. It would have been so good to see. You see, Kima got her face, but no. I don't know why that's entertaining to me. I don't like to see blood. When I see blood, the fight is a different fight. I don't know. I love to see a fight more so than somebody getting shot.
Okay.
Oh, that was it.
I try to break up fights. I try to say, "Hey, stop!" or jump
No,
into
I do
it.
not
I know I'm
record because then
ridiculous.
you'll end up getting fought.
I know I used to do
Like,
that.
shut up, bitch! I'm gonna find this out. You don't tell nobody to stop.
No.
You don't tell me to stop fighting. Did I tell you I said hi to somebody walking in the mall and I was like, "How you doing?" She was like, "How you doing?" It's like, whoa, yeesh, G Willikers demon, Satan get thee behind me. All right. In what circumstance is crime okay?
Ooh, crime.
See, crime is too broad
Mm.
because when you think about it,
Yeah,
it's okay to steal if you feeding your family,
Is that
Oh,
called
right.
stealing for survival?
something like
It's
that.
But
still
what if you-
considered a
you-
crime,
it's
right?
still
Yeah, because
you
you
can
take it
still
from
get-
somebody else's family though. What if I
True,
feed my family
true.
by the products you
But
sell?
okay, let's say you've been doing everything under the sun, and the babies is starving, okay, and you ain't got no money, but you got to feed the kids somehow, right? You've been out, you've been on the corner.
Have you
pan.
been to the food pantries that's available?
Let's say it's
No,
at 2
remember you
o'clock at night.
criticized people for going to SDC. Remember?
I didn't quit. No, that's SDC and food pantries are different. Food
Okay.
pantries saying here, SDC is like, can you pay my rent for 12 months so I ain't gotta work? That's different.
Okay, let's say it's 2 o'clock at night.
Okay.
Let's say you know you didn't know the fridge was looking like that when you came home from wherever you was at. Babies on the floor crying because they ain't eating. What would you do?
What would you do if it's
That's what I was doing. So you looking at the situation like, let's take that situation for an example. Technically, she's doing a little something strange for a change, and it's a crime.
I mean,
It's the
right.
oldest crime ever.
It's
I
a
don't
crime.
know.
Oldest profession.
It
It's
is.
the oldest profession ever,
Yeah.
but technically, it's a crime.
How I feel.
That's why I
now.
said the word crime is broad, because all of us in some shape or form we commit
Oh,
crime for
no.
survival.
Yeah.
And you know what? That's a good thing to say because I was gonna say I would rather a girl sleep with somebody for some money than rob somebody. But you don't know what that take away from
That
that
takes a
woman to
lot.
sleep with
Like,
somebody just
to
for that
allow-
money.
Mm.
Just that exchange of
To let somebody energy inside
Right.
of you just so I can take this money, just so I can give this.
I mean,
I'm sorry.
okay, so is murder? I mean, like that's the right question. Like, what do you mean by crime? Because murder, is it all right? Probably not. The average person would probably say no. But what if you murdered a man who was sleeping with your wife, or you know what
Murder-
I mean, like a crime
murder
of
in the form-
passion or something like that?
murder
you know?
for vengeance is wrong. Murder for survival or self-defense.
It's not considered murder, then, right? If it's self
It's
defense.
manslaughter.
But you still took someone's
took a
life
life.
at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I don't ever
wonder.
want to be responsible for taking another life. First of all, I didn't give myself this life, so I cannot take it. And if I take somebody else's life, then that is me playing God. And to me, if I took your life, you've had to be trying to take mine.
Okay.
But I used to want to be an assassin for the government. Shout out to the government assassins.
Throughout history, it has proven some people don't need to be here no more.
Well, I
So,
ain't
like,
gonna let that
So look, no, think about it. Think about it.
circumstance.
Let's
'Cause
think-
we
let's-
all done
let's
done
go,
something.
Let's go with the oldest one that always comes up in random conversation.
Mhm.
If you had the opportunity to shoot Hitler pre-Holocaust, knowing it was going to happen if he lived, is it justified to take his life? Is it okay to kill one to save millions?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Well, yeah, that's always the
See, that's the thing.
But
It's
Father
dilemma,
Brown
right?
that I'm watching now on PBS would say
Father
there
Brown.
has to be. I know, like how is he solving crimes, Father Brown? But anyway, like there has to be a way
Can't be doing it on Sundays.
to solve this that is holy.
okay. Interesting. Okay,
Shauna, what's
I got
your
one
answer?
last question. Oh,
You didn't answer that
oh.
question.
That crime.
I did.
Oh, you answered about the crime.
I mean, I guess I was just kind of trying to agree with Tone. Like, I guess it depends. I mean, I think I mean, we justify crime in all kinds of ways. I think war is crime, but we say that it's fine.
What about that
because-
TikTok hack everybody is doing with the Amazon? Do you think that's a crime?
What's that?
Where you download this Let something app and you buy something off Amazon and cancel it and put the app in, then you get it for free. They still deliver it.
That's a crime, period.
That's a crime.
like even because
Oh,
even
well,
back
yeah,
when
of course.
when
It's a
DoorDash
scam.
broke for that one day.
yeah, I don't
where
think they ain't gonna come back
everybody-
and get that money.
Oh, some people they
Oh,
actually
DoorDash was not playing. They
yeah,
came
they
back for,
took people
for
to
theirs.
court. But it was like at the time, if you go on DoorDash and you order this food, and let's say it's a legitimate order, you're not out here trying to buy up the whole damn liquor store, and your order was $40, and you went and you made your transaction, but when it came back, DoorDash didn't charge you nothing at all. Did you steal that food?
Yeah, I mean, you know better.
If it was their mistake and I didn't notice it, I ain't finna say nothing. That's just the thing. Like
but
if
you know
somebody
you didn't order
deposit-
no food though.
if
know
if you
didn't-
wake up and you check your account, it's $1 million in your account. Are you gonna question it?
yes, I'm definitely gonna
$1
question
million?
it. Definitely, absolutely.
What about-
positively?
What you
Look,
gonna say?
look,
Like, why is it $1 million in my account?
What about
They
500?
gonna get their money back.
What about
Yeah,
500?
especially
I
if
would.
it's $1 million.
I mean, that I really would question that because I would be like, oh, that's petty. Why did they do that?
What, 500,000?
But 500. I mean, that's easier to spend than $1 million. You
Yeah.
know, like you just.
I'll close my
I feel like
account
I
out.
spend
No, I'm
$500 with the, you know, like I
Shoot,
go
I'll
I'll
back.
spend
take out whatever the
$500 in a
ma-
day.
Right.
I'll
for
take
real.
out the maximum I could take out for that one day and take care of all my personal responsibilities because y'all finna come for whatever I just
Oh,
took
they're
out
getting
later
it. They getting
anyway.
their money.
So at least the rest of my stuff is
Right,
cool, and
so
I just
don't
worry
even-
about working
And
on
they
getting
might
you.
charge you interest for it. So
Can we just go ahead and take out a loan? My credit's good now. Can we take out a loan to pay you back?
okay, I got one last question.
Okay, go for
All right,
it.
I don't know how hot this is, but what age is too young for a girl to wear makeup?
Mm. Ooh, I'm glad you said that. I
Too
got this problem
young?
right now.
Or what
I
age
don't
should they?
know.
Is this easier to answer? What age should they start wearing makeup?
How much
Say
makeup are
8.
we referring to?
8.
Yeah.
8 is too young or too old?
I think 8 is the age you should start wearing makeup. Because kids are considered geniuses until 8. They're like sponges. They get all everything.
8
How much
years
makeup-
old.
8 because listen.
You know what grade you're in when you're 8?
Yeah, listen.
You're in the third.
Yeah.
Like, what about little pretty princess parties? And now the girls want to have a little glitter. They want to get their nails done. They want to be little girls. I think 8.
That's why I had to ask how much makeup are you referring to? Because I have a 7-year-old and I have a 9-year-old right now. My 9-year-old puts lipstick on. Okay. She puts lipstick on. Now I don't know what
not
the hell.
stick, but gloss would be
And she
appropriate.
also, she paints her nails. Her mom and her auntie started doing that with her. But I really don't like the lipstick thing. I'm cool with the lip gloss, and stuff like that. But the lipstick, when she gets a hold of it, I usually do get on her about that. But living in a household full of women, like the women outnumber the men big time. And the women are not complaining about it. So it's one of those.
If the women ain't
Right,
complaining
it's like
about
it's
it,
one of
you
those
really don't
like,
have a
am
foot to
I
stand
stepping
on.
outside my is this
Shit.
something
Say
normal or
something.
like I don't know, but I will not let her do anything past that. And even then, she can't go to school with lipstick on or nothing like that. You're not going to public functions
Well,
like
then who is
that.
it for?
Maybe I guess she's just running around the house.
Maybe it
wearing
just
her-
make her feel like when she see her mama put on lipstick, she's like, I want
Right.
to put on lipstick like mommy.
Oh, yeah.
Like when you was a little kid, didn't you want to do stuff like your mom?
My mom wouldn't allow it. I couldn't even put on tinted
I
lip
know,
gloss or
right.
Like, you came
mascara
from a
until I
household where
was
y'all
Right.
wear
in high
dresses
school.
all the way down to your ankles.
No,
No.
no, nothing like
No.
that. Mm-mm. Nothing like that at all. But they were from the South, and you just,
Yeah,
certain
I
things
was
you
in
didn't
the
do.
South,
don't.
too.
Yeah, you just don't do that.
South thought
you
that
know?
It's
red
a different
lipsticks
kind of
made your heart-
mentality
Yeah,
now.
I
Grandmas, you know what I just told somebody yesterday? I just now understand the movie Baby Boy.
Why?
Because like I related to like how young his mama was and how like they were kind of like the same age, and he was like kind of telling his mama what to do, like how like the kids now are kind of like the baby boy syndrome, like
Mhm.
the boys like, Jody, bring me my car so I can go to work. Like I never understood it like how it is until now.
Baby boy is a prime example of when a mother was trying to be her kid's friend
Yeah, instead of
being
her mother,
instead of the
yeah.
parent.
Well, don't you think that sometimes like allowing girls to like little young girls to do that because they see you doing it is kind of being their friend because they can't do what you do.
But you know what?
They're-
What if
they're
girls
too-
grow out of
here,
it?
here's the difference. Here's the difference. Being your friends is kikiing on the phones with your girls about something your daughter did, and basically talking about how when y'all was younger, what y'all couldn't do, compared to you putting it on now. Hold on, you're not supposed to do that. This is here's the rules, here's the regulations, here's the colors you can do. This is the realm you stay in. This is why you can't wear it
I would
here.
like that.
It's talking and educating them about it while
Right.
they're learning to grow within it. So,
But you got little girls that got whole TikTok subscriptions, and all they do is put on makeup. You got little girls, Indie Boo, who do nails and do braids, and she's 8. So that's why I said 8 for my little girl
It
would
is a
be
weird
okay. 'Cause
word
she
out
can
here.
have colored braids. When would you let your daughter? How well would you be? Would you let your daughter color her hair?
I had a problem with it, but I think she was about 12. She got this little stripe of like brown in the front, and I was like, ugh, I just hated it.
See, like
did
I would
not
let
want
my
her to have
kid,
it.
like at 8, color their hair.
Well,
or even
yeah,
at
now
5.
I mean, now I see kids. I work in one of the schools I work in is an elementary school, and you see them with pink hair.
Yeah, I mean, I
blue.
think it's
Yeah.
just like times have changed.
Yeah, I know.
The Madonna era is over. Boobs aren't taboo anymore.
You're right.
nope, they was all out in Portland.
You're
Fat
right.
people aren't taboo anymore.
You're right.
They
Okay,
they
you're right.
actually
I
desire.
gotta get over myself.
Gay people aren't taboo anymore. You don't have to be in the closet
Okay.
so much anymore.
All right.
You said
I
so.
just
so
worry
much,
about.
you
I just
know?
worry about what we
Are setting ourselves up
what
for.
we think is important in beauty is it ain't it. It ain't it.
I just think it goes back to what you facilitate and teach your children, what you put into them. If you teach them that your lips are not that color, they're that color when you want to look popping, when you want to get yourself together and feel good about
I want my
yourself.
child to know that she's smart and loved and cherished. I don't want to
She should
emphasize
feel
her
smart
looks
and love. How do you show? How does a little girl show that she's smart, loved, and cherished?
by telling her. And
No,
not
how does she show it?
how does she show it?
You've told her, you've shown her. Now, how does she show it?
How does she show the world?
Yeah.
By holding values that let her show others and help others and bring.
So what if your
others
little girl
to where
saw
she is.
Michelle Obama on TV and said, "Oh, she look pretty. She got her hair curly and she wear red lipstick. I want to have my hair curly and I'm gonna wear red lipstick from the age of 8. That's what I want to do, Mama. I want to look like Michelle Obama." You know what I'm saying? It's like because she care. You've instilled that in
If
her.
my daughter told me at the age of 8 that she wants to look like somebody else, I would think I did something wrong.
Oh no! What she said she wants to be like Michelle Obama.
What she want to dress like you and look like you?
You would think you did something wrong.
Well, I
then?
mean, of course, that I
You'd be
wanted to. I
flattered.
wanted. I thought my mom was the most beautiful thing I've
We
ever
all
seen in my
did.
life. When of course, I mean, so that would be natural.
But also take in consideration with Michelle Obama specifically, she is the representation of Black excellence that most of the children under 10 had never seen before. Well, not under 20. Let's keep it a buck.
Hell yeah.
Hell, under 30. You want me to be honest with you. So if my daughter looked up to her, I wouldn't be wrong. I wouldn't be mad because Michelle definitely carried herself and was
Not looked up,
defined
wanted
as
to look like her.
I'm still okay with that because Michelle definitely didn't put herself out there where she could not fit in any room.
Right.
Okay. Michelle was able to, she could move into any environment. She carried herself in any way. She could have a conversation anyway. So emulating that look wouldn't worry me so much. But I
Yeah,
would,
right,
but I
right.
would,
If she's trying to emulate Nicki Minaj or something like that, or
I
Lil'
would
Kim.
still have, I would definitely have an issue with that because Nicki sells sex. And as an 8-year-old, you should not want to emulate selling sex.
Okay.
Now, you could come here and
You
have this
should
whole
know nothing about
conversation
sex at 8.
about confidence and being her own person. You can do that without looking like her. But the imagery, the outward expression that society sees when they look at Nicki is sex. I don't care what she may say.
Okay, let's go ahead and do our deletes.
Shauna, what are you deleting today, darling?
Little girls wearing red
What are you leaving here?
That's right. That's right. I am deleting all of the TikTok imagery, the Instagram selling of goods
Buffoonery.
and services, of selling beauty and hustling vanity. Thank
All
you.
right.
Okay, I'll give you that. Vanities.
I am deleting the notion that the black man is my enemy.
I'm joking.
I love that. No shade, y'all.
No shade at all. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna delete. The fear of black man.
I love that. Fear of a Black Planet. That's Public Enemy album.
Was it?
Fear of a Black Planet.
That is one album I cannot listen to all
I
the way
think
through.
everybody was probably 3 when it came out
I was
on
not
the
3.
show.
I was
I
about.
was definitely
4?
not 3, but
I was the
definitely can't
age
listen
where
to it all.
girls could be able to wear makeup. when they
14?
came-
Was that 93 or
10. I
94?
must have been like 8 or
8 or 9.
Oh, well, thank you everybody for tuning in to another
Yes.
episode.
Yes, episode 50.
We'll leave you here. Bye.
Bye.